My job in Mahdi Foundation International is spiritual healing. And what Mahdi Foundation is all about, I will invite President of Mahdi Foundation International, Messiah Foundation International. We have 2-3 organizations. And this is through Messiah Foundation International. Saint Steve is the president. Let's give him the hand.
Good evening. On behalf of Messiah Foundation International, thank you for inviting us and listening to our talk. We're going to talk about divine love tonight, which is a wonderful subject. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And we talk about the connection with God and God's light. We're headquartered in London, England, but we're a worldwide foundation. We travel the world. We talk about the Lord Jesus. We talk about the eminence of Lord Jesus and the second coming of Lord Jesus. And we talk about our spiritual master, His Holiness Younus AlGohar. These two personalities are working together, talking about divine love and reconnecting us to God through an initiation of the heart, which we can talk about later. We recently visited Calvary. There was a Mind, Body and Soul exhibition there. And the Calvary Spiritual Church were represented there. So we had some good discussions with them, and this was a new avenue for us as well. They said this is the first time they went to such an event. So this is what we're doing. We're trying to give our message across of this divine love and of reconnection to God. We don't talk about any religion or faith. His Holiness fosters all religions and faiths. And we look at religion in two parts, that there's an inner religion and an outer religion. We don't talk about this outer religion, visiting churches and temples and mosques, where you go through various rituals, praise and worship. Because these praises and worships, they're not reaching the destination, they're not reaching God. They're just coming from the mouth, and they're lost somewhere. There's millions and millions of people talking millions of languages. They're talking to God, and God's not hearing. So we talk about a connection of God through the heart. And this connection of God through the heart is through an initiation. And through our spiritual master, Younus AlGohar, this is what we're talking about throughout the world. So this initiation of the heart is where a representative from His Holiness gives this name, it enters the heart. This seed of love is implanted in the heart and starts to beat in time with the heart, and like two stones that rub together to make a spark, or two hands that rub together to make warmth. This reawakens the heart, and this is what we're talking about. His Holiness, as I said about these religions, this outer religion of the worship places, we don't talk about this at all. We talk about this inner religion. So when this heart has been reawakened, then it starts to produce divine energy. And this divine energy, it starts to reawaken the souls. And then in the end, these souls can be connected to God. And this is what we talk about spiritualism. This is the true spiritualism that we talk about. We don't talk about any religion or any faith. We come from our foundation, we have representatives from all faiths and all religions. Most of us have been lost in churches, mosques. We didn't find what we were looking for. And we were just given theories, we were just given ideas. But these doctrines are practical. This is a practical way that we can connect ourselves to God. A practical way that we can produce our own divine energy and divine light from God. And we're so lucky that we have a representative from His Holiness Younus AlGohar, which is His Holiness Younus AlGohar. He's come over from London. We're touring Canada, we're touring America, and given these practical doctrines. And His Holiness will tell you how he came into spirituality, what he does, how he gives it to the world. He's written so many books, thousands of articles, many books have been published talking about divine love. And we're invited so many times back to places. We went to Calgary. With this initiation that we were giving, people were seeing Lord Jesus. They were seeing Radias. They were seeing the light of God. They were feeling an immense energy in their heart as their hearts were being reawakened. Their hearts were like a baby chick coming from an egg, where this chick didn't need to be taught to cluck, 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 and the heart didn't need to be taught to love God.
Wow.
Because this is what the heart was given to us for. God gave us this heart to love Him. He gave us eyes to see and ears to hear, but this heart is to love God. And this is the yearning that we have. And through His Holiness, this heart learns how to love God. So thank you for listening to my introduction. I'll hand you over to His Holiness Younus AlGohar. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Good evening. It's been wonderful to be in Canada and sharing my thoughts with diverse communities, and I was very pleased to hear that I shall be coming to a spiritual church this evening. I would like to share my personal spiritual experiences, and I would also like to mention the spiritual doctrine that I have received from my spiritual teacher. We often hear spirituality in terms of clairvoyance, palm reading, hair reading, and face reading. But to my personal opinion, I think that does not serve our purpose, because that does not serve the purpose of the heart. It does not awaken our souls, and the yearning inside the soul is still to be fulfilled. People go to clairvoyance, and what actually happens, one of the souls that stays in this world after the departure of the celestial soul, they're in contact with that soul, and they become medium, and through that medium, people often speak to their loved ones who have departed from this world. But then again, that's not spirituality. Spirituality, in terms of what my spiritual teacher has taught me, is awakening of the souls. Today we have all the luxuries of life. We have wonderful homes, we have money, we have cars, we have all sorts of luxuries of life. But what we do not have today is peace of mind and peace of heart. When our body is unhealthy, we see a doctor and we take the medicine. The medicine restores health. If the stomach is not working properly, it doesn't digest the food. Similarly, there is a wonderful